This 5 million coin setup is literally a budget Hyperion. This special item is actually insane, and this minion upgrade is a must have for coins. In this video I'll be covering some tips I wish I had known earlier. There are a few really cheap items that you can add to your museum to unlock the hex quickly, and the best item that you can technically get for free is the Spooky Pie that has a museum value of 2.4 mil, meaning you can get 24 of these for an easy 57.6 mil in museum value. The other items you can use includes the Earth Shard that for some reason is worth 11.9 mil in the museum, the Flaming Sword that gives 2 mil in value, full Final Destination that gives you 12.5 mil in value. Get all Kuudra armor sets including Crimson, Aurora, Fervor, Terror and Hollow. This should give you around 15 mil in value. Also Fervor and Hollow are especially good as they cost literally nothing and give you 6 mil in value. And yeah, you should have over 105 mil in museum value. But if you're too lazy to gather the 24 Spooky Pies, then just get a few Salmon hats as each one is valued at 25 mil but sells for around 7 to 9 mil. Also, I recommend checking your reward section because I myself had a few Spooky Pies left to claim. And once you've reached 24 pies, just sell the Salmon hats because they won't get co-op soulbound. If you use minions like Mycelium, Red Sand or Glowstone, always use the lesser Soulflow engine as it will allow you to make a bunch of more coins and will also reduce your item yield. But how is reducing item yield a perk, you might ask? Well, if you're like me and forget to collect your minions, you will literally lose tens of millions as your item will get condensed a second time, which will greatly reduce its value. I actually experienced this myself, and according to my calculations, I lost 15 million coins. So unless you use high tier fuel, collect your minions daily, or make over double the coins that you can make from the engine, use the lesser Soulflow engine. If you want to know how much coins you'll make every day, just multiply the current price of Soulflow by 3, and yeah, that's how much money you'll make. Also, don't use the minion expander if you use slime or sheep minions with corrupt soil, as the diamond spreading is way better. Thank you everyone for pointing it out. The other thing a lot of players wonder is if they actually need to give a 25 block space to their minions. Well, according to my tests, it's completely unnecessary. You can literally give them 1 block and they'll generate the same amount of resources. But if you AFK them, you will make 50% less coins from most minions. What Hypixel is trying to say is, your employees don't need personal space. Now in my last vid, I was covering how burst is kinda decent for clearing, but one of the comments showed me a strat that actually makes burst beyond decent and almost on par with hype. Basically for this you can use any burst weapon. Now what you need to do is hold down left click, and yeah, this will turn any burst weapon into a budget Hyperion. But since it's a budget Hyperion, the range is much lower and it does damage in an arc instead of a circle. Make sure you have 82 attack speed because it will help a ton. I also tried soloing F6 using this strat, and as you can see the terras literally disappear. I also wanted to check if mining speed boost works with this, and turns out it doesn't. Also, I noticed two things. Enchants like Venomous are insane as you can literally run away from the boss and deal passive damage. The next thing is this. Before I achieved this, I was testing various weapons on the terras, mostly the Felthorn Reaper. But it seems the best weapon for this is actually the Giant Cleaver. Cause yes, with the other weapons, you have a massive arc damage, but the Giant Cleaver is built different. I don't really know how it works, but it allows you to completely fill your screen with damage numbers. For early game players, Bank is one of the best ultimate enchants. Basically, if you add Bank to one of your armor pieces, you will only lose 50% of your coins when you die. Meaning if you're early game and can't really afford a booster cookie, just put Bank 5 on 2 of your armor pieces. And did I mention it makes passive coins? Also, if you're early game, just don't get a booster cookie as you won't need it for literally anything. Maybe Rev D5s or spend D4s, but The other slept on enchant by a lot of early game players is Rejuvenate. Well, just look at what it does. Yeah, get it if you're struggling with any boss. The NEU mod is really good, and the best feature there is NEU search, which will allow you to look up various items if you double click it. Until now, I would try to look up attributes, but for some reason I would never find them. I recently noticed that I was using NEU's full release, so I switched to the pre-release version, and yeah, the search bar actually works now. The other really good mod that you can use is collection, especially if you make content, as you can use this command to easily get any NPC or item skin. All you have to do is pull this link from here, and yeah, it's that easy. Now here's a Kuudra tip I wish I had known earlier. When picking up crates, you can use this strat to not get Flung. First, here are some safe spots where you should be able to quickly get the initial crates. Here are the coordinates. The first one is near the triangle and the other one is near the square. If you want a full supply picking guide, I recommend watching this vid. You can also use a strat called cannon cancelling, where you hold right click on a cannon while picking up crates, and yeah, you're done. Also, a big mistake a lot of players, including me, always make is not moving crates properly. Like here, I'm trying to pick up a crate while it's being heavily guarded. What you should do in such a case is move the supply to a safe place, like next to a cannon, or at least away from the tentacles. Now, I don't know if this bug still works, but using Ember Armor will allow you to move crates even while in lava. Now there were a bunch of tips I wanted to cover, but I need this vid to be shorter, so I'll be speedrunning some tips. Check the description as I'll be linking things you might need. First, if you want to find the next cheapest talisman for you, join my Discord, and in the bot command section, use this command. If you're struggling to survive in dungeons, I recommend using the Mastiff strat linked in the description. Also, you should always check before insta buying something, as there are times when people manipulate the price of an item, and if you insta buy it, you could lose millions and sometimes even billions. If you want to easily grind rep T5s or T4 word looms, then there's a vid linked in the description. There are also a bunch of other useful vids like early game money making methods and a bunch more, so check the description. Also, if you want to win coins or just like my content, please sub. I'm going for 30k before April 14th 2024 because it's my birthday, and once I hit 30k I'll do a Terminator giveaway, so yeah, sub.